We've been hearing rumors about it for a while, but the new Star Wars animated series has officially been announced on StarWars.com. Like we've been speculating, it will be titled Star Wars Resistance, and it premieres this fall, which is way earlier than I ever would have expected. But it's good to know that we're going to have some new Star Wars content to help us pass the time between Solo and Episode 9. The official announcement reads, "This fall, welcome to the Resistance." StarWars.com is thrilled to announce that production has begun on Star Wars Resistance, an exciting new animated adventure series about Kazuda Xiono, a young pilot recruited by the Resistance and tasked with a top-secret mission to spy on the growing threat of the First Order. It'll premiere this fall on the Disney Channel in the US and thereafter on Disney XD and around the world. Featuring the high-flying adventure that audiences of all ages have come to expect from Star Wars Resistance, set in the time prior to Star Wars The Force Awakens, will feature the beloved droid BB-8 alongside ace pilots, colorful new characters, and appearances by fan favorites including Poe Dameron and Captain Phasma, voiced by actors Oscar Isaac and Gwendolyn Christie respectively. The series was created by Dave Filoni, which is always good news. If there's one person I trust implicitly at Lucasfilm, it's him. The Clone Wars and Star Wars Rebels both told great stories on their own, but they also gave us more insight into the prequel trilogy and the original trilogy, so I expect that Star Wars Resistance will do the same. We'll probably understand more about the state of the New Republic, and we'll get to make some sense of the more questionable aspects of the sequel trilogy. Filoni says the animation is anime-inspired, which is very interesting. This could be a departure from the 3D animation of the Clone Wars and Rebels. I wouldn't be surprised if Ghostbot handled the animation itself. If you're not familiar with that studio, they designed the 2D mural of the Force wielders seen near the end of Star Wars Rebels. We don't yet know exactly when the series will take place, but it's going to have to be at some point between the book Bloodline and The Force Awakens, and that time period lasts about 6 years. Other than Oscar Isaac and Gwendolyn Christie, the cast includes Christopher Sean, Susie McGrath, Scott Lawrence, Myrna Velasco, Josh Brenner, Donald Faison, Bobby Moynihan, Jim Rash, and Rachel Butera. I think it's worth noting that Josh Brenner voiced a character in Star Wars Rebels, so that same character might still be around. I'm also very excited for Donald Faison and Jim Rash. I am a huge fan of Scrubs and Community, and I know Faison is a Star Wars fan, so it's great to see him take part. I'm sure everyone that watched Star Wars Rebels is now clamoring to know whether or not Ahsoka, Sabine, Ezra, and Thrawn will play a part in this series. I'm kind of 50-50 right now. I think it could go either way. On one hand, I hope that the search for Ezra doesn't take 24 years, but on the other hand, knowing how much Star Wars Rebels connected with the Clone Wars, I would be pretty surprised if Star Wars Resistance didn't connect at all with Star Wars Rebels. I'm still just shocked that we're getting this series so early. I was expecting maybe an early 2019 start, but this is great news. I was dreading this apparent dead zone of Star Wars content in between Solo and Episode 9. But now we have this, and we know that there's a live-action series from Jon Favreau coming down the pipeline. And hopefully that'll satisfy fans that want some maybe more mature, non-animated storytelling. But I would still recommend that you give Resistance at least a shot. I'll admit it took me a little while to get past the Star Wars Rebels animation style, but between Rebels and the Clone Wars, I think both animated series have some can't-miss Star Wars moments in them. Not just for animation, but all of Star Wars, so I'm willing to bet that Star Wars Resistance will too. If you want to read the full press release, I've linked to it in the description below. Let me know your thoughts about the series in the comments. What do you hope to see this fall? If you haven't already, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, and consider checking out my Patreon page. As always, thanks for watching, and may the Force be with you.